Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the next generation of the Naruto manga series is about to kick off because we have just gotten the very first chapter of the Boruto spin-off manga. And you know what? The first chapter was really freaking great. The first couple of pages was all a big tease for things that are going to be happening in the future, and the rest of the chapter was a straight introduction to Boruto, his friends, and the introduction of the next Chunin exam. It was really great. Reading this week's chapter gave me so much nostalgia. It really felt like I was reading another chapter of Naruto. But before I go any further into the story, we have got to talk about those opening pages. The first panel that you see in this chapter is Konoha Village that has just been completely destroyed. All of the skyscrapers in the background are gone. The Hokage monument is completely destroyed, with a lot of the Hokage faces being completely smashed in. Most of the village is just completely crumbled and destroyed all the way to the ground. And we get to see that there's an epic battle going on between an older teenaged Boruto and another mysterious ninja who goes by the name of Kawaki. I'm not sure what the hell is going on here and what actually led up to these events, but damn does this look awesome. Let me just talk about Kawaki for a second, who has a pretty interesting design to say the least. He's got this black hair and shaved head on the sides, which is blonde. He's got these piercings all over his eyebrows and his ears, and he's also got this big badass bow staff and these crazy symbols which are all over his arm, which also happen to be on Boruto's as well. And speaking of Boruto, wow, did they make him look so freaking cool as a teenager, because he's got this big old scar which is across his eye. In fact, when he puts on his ninja headband, you can see where this scar started. Someone scratched all the way across the headband, going down across his eye. And he also seems to be using a sword as well. And before he gets ready to start his final battle with Kawaki, he opens up his eye, and what is there but the Byakugan? That is right! Boruto is going to have the Byakugan in all of its disgusting veiny gloriness. Now, this does make sense. He is the daughter of Naruto and Hinata, so it only makes sense that he would eventually inherit one of their abilities. The Byakugan Eye is something that I'm really glad that he has. It's something that a lot of fans have wanted to see, that Naruto's brood would end up having this sort of ability, and I think that's really damned awesome. Now, I'm not 100% sure on this, but from what I've been told and from what a lot of people have been telling me, is that this manga right here is actually going to adapt the most recent Boruto film. They're going to lead up to the events of that movie, they're going to go through a quick version of that, and then they're going to show all the events which take place after that. And there's a lot of evidence to that in this chapter, like Boruto actually meeting Sasuke for the very first time, not to mention seeing some of the other characters with slightly different designs. But this chapter right here was fantastic. It was also very lengthy, a little over 50 pages, which is really awesome. And the reason they're doing this, I'm sure, is because this is not going to be a weekly manga series. I think they're only going to release this on a monthly basis. But honestly, I'm okay with that, because if it gives them the opportunity to write a better story with better action and cooler characters, I'm totally down for all of that. The one thing that is not changing in this chapter is that Boruto's relationship with his father Naruto is extremely strained. And that's of course because Boruto just wants to hang out with his dad. But Naruto is incredibly busy. He's the 7th Hokage. He's got a lot of things on his plate, and he is working himself to death. So because of that, Boruto has basically decided to be nothing like his father. He doesn't want to be the Hokage, and he just wants to do his own thing and not even be associated with the concept of Naruto or even becoming the leader of Konoha Village. He mostly just wants to hang out with his friends and play his weird, super badass looking Game Boy from the ninja future. I'm not sure what the hell that thing is, but it is pretty damn cool. But throughout most of this chapter, you get a lot of scenes of Boruto basically just talking shit about his dad and not wanting to hang out with him whatsoever. And the straw that breaks the camel's back is at the beginning of the chapter when Boruto reminds Naruto that his sister Himawari's birthday is that day and all the family needs to be there together. And at first it almost seems like it's going to go down, with Naruto arriving, greeting Hinata, Himawari, and Boruto. They sit down to have a nice family dinner, and Naruto starts to bring in the cake when suddenly he disappears in a cloud of smoke. The cake hits the ground, is completely destroyed, and you learn that this is actually a shadow clone. I was even pretty frustrated at this scene. I can understand why Boruto would be so angry at this. He's more upset for his sister than anything at this point, and you have to imagine how disappointing that must have been for Himawari as well. Hinata understands that Naruto is a busy man, and he has a lot of things on his plate, and he basically has to be like the surrogate happy father to all of the people in Konoha. He has to be friends with everyone. He has to extend the olive branch and bring peace to the ninja world. But Boruto cannot accept this whatsoever, and he sees Naruto's past and the other past of the Hokages as actually a big problem, and if he were to become Hokage, he would actually try to reform the entire system. And that's a really interesting concept. I like the fact that Boruto himself is not just a carbon copy of his father, especially in terms of personality. He's a real hothead, very similar to Sasuke. In fact, that's probably why he takes to Sasuke at the end of the chapter. You see, there's this scene after all of this stuff goes down at the destroyed birthday where he tries to find his father, he's not at the office, and he looks through all of his old things, all these old photos, some of which are very nostalgic. The one with Kakashi and his students is still there. And then he actually finds Naruto's old outfit. Boruto takes this and throws it out the window. And then Sasuke ends up finding it, he runs into Naruto, and it looks like Sasuke's been busy on this secret mission going to the Kaguya Castle. Ooh, this might have ties to the Otsutsuki clan as well. And he finds this secret scroll, which has some sort of message on it that not even Sasuke can decipher. That's a pretty big deal, because the dude's got Sharingan and Rinnegan, so who knows what this thing actually says. This seems like it's all a big lead-up to what's going to be happening in the events in the Boruto film, or what they're actually going to do for the manga version. Speaking of which, one of the biggest developments of this chapter, of course, is that a lot of the younger ninja are getting ready to go into the Chunin exam, with Mitsuki and Sarada trying to get Boruto to join their team desperately, but he doesn't care about anything that is going on here. I also like the fact that they're still trying to figure out who Mitsuki's parents are, even though at this point we clearly know, spoiler alert, that his father slash mother slash whatever the hell Orochimaru is, it's Orochimaru. The coolest thing about the lead up to the Chunin exams, though, is getting to see all of the various teams. Like you have Inojin, you have Chocho, and you have Shikadai, who are being led by, of all people, Mogi, who was the partner of Konohamaru and Udon back in the original series. And she's grown up, she's acting more like an actual ninja in the series, and she wants all of them to be a part of this Chunin exam. And speaking of Boruto's team, one of the scenes that I really loved in this week's chapter was when Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki were going on this mission to actually fight against this giant panda, which was a really pissed off, scary looking panda. But I have to admit, it was really cool when they were actually, like, fighting against it, and Boruto was using his shadow clones, Mitsuki was using his arms to wrap around its leg and to beat this thing up, and what was really even cooler than that was when Konohamaru showed up, who has such an extreme difference in design in this chapter. I almost didn't even recognize him at first. But what's really cool is that he's wearing this brand new weapon, which is this gauntlet, which can actually shoot out these little tiny scrolls, which all have these awesome ninja abilities attached to them. So Konohamaru shows up, he shoots out this little scroll, and he's able to stop the panda by actually using Shikamaru's signature technique, the Kagebane no Jutsu, the Shadow Jutsu, to trap this panda. And he claims that with these cool scientific gauntlets, you don't even need chakra. You can imbue them with a lot of different attacks. So basically, you take out a scroll, you put a ninja attack in it, the scroll wraps up, and you can place it in this brand new weapon. There's a scene where he actually demonstrates this by using the Rasengan, putting it in a scroll, placing it back into the gauntlet, and then firing it into this forest, which just destroys everything in its wake, including a house. Someone's gonna have to call Yamato to rebuild that shit. As cool as these ninja gauntlets are, Naruto is not going to allow them to use them in the Chunin exams. That would make things way too easy, especially because the whole point of the Chunin exams is to demonstrate how the ninja from the village have grown and to show what their true strength actually is. So what's the rundown on this chapter of Boruto? Color me surprised, this was really good. I honestly thought this was going to be kind of a drag, because I always felt like if they were going to do a spin-off all about Boruto, that it was basically going to be more of the same, just seeing Naruto younger again, but no, Boruto's personality is so different from Naruto's, and he makes it painfully clear at the beginning of the chapter through his inner monologue that this is not going to be the story of Naruto. Even though Naruto is going to be involved, this is going to be something brand new for him, and he doesn't even want to be compared to his father at all. Their relationship has constantly been contentious. Like, ever since the final chapter of Naruto and all of the spin-off manga that they've released, the movie, and this one right here, it's very clear that Naruto and Boruto's relationship is incredibly strained, to a point where apparently in the future when Boruto is fighting against Kawaki, Naruto is dead. That's right, he's been killed. I don't know if it was at the hands of Kawaki or maybe the people who are following him, and Kawaki himself is an incredibly mysterious character. Like, I really have no idea what his motivation is, why he's doing the things he's doing. He hasn't even really been formally introduced in the series quite yet. We have to consider as well that this scene takes place at some point in the future, so we have no idea how the character is going to be introduced. If I had to bet, they're probably going to do it right after the Chunin exam, when they sort of like redo the entire Boruto story, which I do hope they get through quite quick, and I hope they sort of take their time with it, because to be perfectly honest with you guys, I'm a huge Naruto fan, but I have not seen the Boruto movie yet. I've been waiting for it to come out on Blu-ray and DVD, and unfortunately they haven't made any announcements for it coming out on the West Side quite yet. Basically, it looks like it's only going to be released in July in Japan, but I imagine it will get an eventual release, as every other Naruto episode, DVD, and movie has been released stateside, so I think we will get to see it eventually. And I've seen a lot of clips from the movie, and it looks so damn awesome. I cannot wait to see the Chunin exam, the brand new villains, all those cool fighting scenes. But aside from that, the coolest thing right here is that we're finally going to see some brand new characters, some brand new conflict, the return of some classic characters as well, and it's just an emotionally good story. I really like it. I'm really glad that the Boruto manga is entertaining me as much as it is, because I really didn't think it was going to be as exciting as it is, but the way they opened up the chapter was just damned awesome. So, I loved this chapter right here. You have to realize I am slightly biased as I am a Naruto fan, but I like this. It's fresh and new and interesting, and it's really weird to see Naruto in such an authoritative state, especially considering how much his character has changed from being this super goofy, perverted ninja and turning into this awesome leader of this ninja village. So, I can't wait to see how the series is going to develop from here. It's also worth noting that the artwork is really good in this right here. It actually does look very similar to what Kishimoto has been drawing. It is worth noting that the artist of the series is not Kishimoto himself, but they're doing a really great job of emulating his style, and it really does feel like the next chapter of the Naruto saga, and that is something to really get excited for. I think the thing I'm more excited for, though, is the inevitability that this is going to get an anime adaptation. There is no way they are not going to animate this. I mean, as soon as the Naruto anime finishes, I don't know if they're going to immediately start getting into this stuff, or maybe they're going to wait a little while and bring out this brand new spin-off series, but it's something that I would like to see. I want to see these characters animated, and I want to see all of the brand new adventures that they're going to go on in the next generation of the Naruto manga series, which is now the Boruto manga series. So I really enjoyed this chapter quite a bit. If I were to give it a score, I would say I would probably give it a 5 out of 5. I enjoyed it that much, if only to see some of the other characters again, lots of new ones, lots of prospects for the future. Kawaki seems like he's going to be a pretty cool villain, very Sasuke-esque, but still, so is Boruto as well, so I can't wait to see what their confrontations are going to be like when they first meet each other, and what this is all going to lead up to their inevitable battle in the future. Is this something that could be changed by Boruto? Is this simply what is going to happen in the future of Konoha? We're just going to have to wait and see. But this week's chapter was exciting, and it's definitely worth your time if you're a fan of the Naruto manga or the Naruto anime series. So check this one out, guys. It was awesome. But if any of you guys actually read the very first chapter of the brand new spin-off that is Boruto, please tell me what you thought about it in the comments section below. Do you think it's really cool that at some point in the future Boruto is going to have a kick-ass scar and a Byakugan eye? What did you think of the brand new character of Kawaki? What are his special powers going to be? And what did you think of the rest of chapter of Boruto, and what do you want to see from the future of this brand new Naruto spin-off? Please tell me in the comments section below. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching this review. I really appreciate it. If you guys would like to help out the channel, please share this video review with all of your friends. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. That way you'll be able to see all of our latest anime and manga reviews, as well as our weekly podcast show. It's pretty damned awesome. You guys can also follow us on social media. Make sure to check out all that stuff in the description box below. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, stay dandy, baby.